Hello everyone, this side Venkatesan Babu. You can call me Venki. So I'm the current the president responsibility in our council. So on behalf of our board of directors and chairs and vice chairs of our committee, so I welcome you all to this interesting subject which Roland and Frank is going to go through that. Now today is a very important day. So we all know that the 4th November, the entire world celebrates the Gimme Fiber Day. In our council, it's a part of FCGA, the Fiber Council Global Alliance. The 4th November, we also consider this is a very good celebration day because this is the birthday of the Nobel Prize winner, Sir Charles Kuhnau, who was awarded in 2009 the Nobel Prize in Physics for groundbreaking achievements in concerning the transmission of lights in the fiber for optical communications. So this is, we all here right now in a virtual call. It is only because of the fiber and this gentleman. Really, this is something that, really, I'm being proud of this council now. Now, just quickly, the two are one or two mentioning about our council. So your council and our council, they are working very hard for rebranding updates. So the rebranding, which is something that is a need of the hour now, and the entire team and including the founder members, everybody is contributing to that because we would like to see this, your council, that is our council, is going to be a more inclusive one, keeping in mind that what is happening around the fiber in current dynamic world. So, and this is on the one side, and the other update which I would like to share is, it has been a long time we have not seen each other for the face-to-face. So guys, believe me, we are lining up the physical activities or physical events, including that fiber talks time to time, and also very importantly, the annual conference which we are coming up. You'll be hearing that, the good news and the details, etc., in coming days. Then I will hand over this call to, platform to Frank, so we will take over from here. Thank you guys and all the best. Stay safe.
Thank you, Venki. Hello, everyone. Good to see you all. It's been a while with this pandemic. We couldn't meet each other, catch up, be creative like we always are. Today is a special day because at the beginning of the council, there was a lot of collaboration, a lot of action happening because general people did not understand what is fiber to the home, what is fiber, and how does fiber help and doesn't help. This is the first year I would say a general person in the street, if you talk about fiber, he will understand. Yeah, I want fiber. Fiber is, I want speed. They're using 15, 20 gadgets at home, smart city, smart IoT connected to their fiber network. So basically, I can see a lot of things happen during the pandemic, and we could see some very positive impact result, economical, environmental, utilizing fiber, people travel less CO2, all kind of benefit now that we seen 20 years ago what fiber can bring to the ecosystem of humanity. Today, people are actually experiencing, politicians are changing their minds, investing in the right way. So Fiber to the Home Council was initially start very early stage from the birthplace from Japan and filtered right through around the world. In terms of Fiber to the Home Council, Asia Pacific was the key people to even create this today's 4th November. Was we were in a meeting in the United States with all the global presidents, and we're having lunch, and it was Valentine's Day. And then we say, I'm crazy always. So I said, why don't we create Fiber Day? Well, if Valentine's Day, it will speed the process for the connection, no? We're joking. And everybody liked the team was so enthused that all of us had a similar wavelength mind. and we went for it. And you know, it's good to see that Europe, United States, all the other councils, Latam, Africa, everybody embrace the Fiber Day. The next step for us, for our vision, is to embrace it, to try and make it even bigger from a governmental policy writers and everything, to celebrate in the parliaments or something is Fiber Day, some comments like that, because this is impacting the whole humanity in a positive way, in a sustainable way. And we have our distinguished global ambassador, Mr. Roland Montagne, who has been advised from governments to major industries to all kind of people. But we're humble enough to still today supporting the Fiber to the Home Council as a personal friend and friend of all the fiber people in the world. So, Mr. Roland, I pass to you in good note to give us the latest updates and excite us more about this I Want Fiber Day. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Wanki, for your kind introduction. Thank you, dear Frank, for your kind introduction. Also, it is really for me a very emotional topic because I am here with one of the founders, Mr. Frank Jeffer of the FCGA Global. So it's for me a great pleasure to talk about a very important subject for fiber today. The fact that this fiber can also be a tool to have a less carbonated economy. Let me here use those slides. I hope you all see those slides. Indeed, at IDATE, we did a major study, a white paper being published at the last Mobile World Congress in Barcelona, with a quite a huge audience being there. It's the first time when we raise this subject that fiber can contribute to a sustainable future. I mean, fiber is a key enabler to lower carbon emission. And I will try to demonstrate this in this presentation. I try to demonstrate how fiber that has been deployed now worldwide, especially when we look at where fiber is deployed. IDATE is doing this for many years, and today nearly 80% of the FTTH subscribers are living in Asia Pacific region. So it's very important today to raise that this fiber being deployed is also a good news for sustainability and to lower carbon printing. What we did in our research, it is first to say that today we wanted to understand what is the role of ICT, all ICT technology, as a key enabler for CO2 emission reduction. But among all those ICT technology, we focus here on what will be the role of fiber, indeed, for lowering carbon emission. What we did during this research, we went in the field and having more than 30 interviews with key decisioners in different verticals of the industry, trying to understand how they position fiber in the industry and how this fiber can contribute to lower also the carbon printing of those industries. Today, we are facing a huge challenge, a common goal, I would say, for all mankind. We know that today, the demographic context is projected with a huge growth worldwide. You see here what should be the figures in terms of projected worldwide population until 2100. This demographic context is multiplied, I would say, by the increasing complexity of our world. This increasing complexity of our world is multiplied when we talk about energy today. We know all the crisis of price energy going worldwide, and also transportation of this massive population as an example. In front of this, we need to have a green effect gas abatement need, a huge one, from today 9.8 tons of CO2 per year to the projected by the United Nations in 2050 of 2 tons CO2 per year. So here, all technologies will play a key role to decrease this carbon print, and especially ICT technology. Indeed, we can say today that ICT technology is a key enabler for greenhouse effect reduction. You have here this graph looking at what is the baseline CO2 emission in green, what is the enabler that ICT technology is permitting. It is the global CO2 emission reduction in red. So you see the ICT enabled CO2 reduction to 2030. Compared to this, you see the proper ICT consumption, power consumption in blue. So it means that this ICT technology globally can reduce quite consistently the global footprint, and furthermore, their footprint in terms of carbon emission is very low. So it is really a win-win situation, I would say. We also here compare in this white paper the different platforms in terms of access to the internet. We took a monthly data consumption per line of 7 gigabytes by month, and we measure what are the energy consumption for each platform: 4G, copper, XDSL, fiber. What you see here in terms of yearly energy consumption is that a fiber connection consumes 10 times less than a 4G connection. A fiber connection consumes 4 times less than a copper connection, and a fiber connection consumes 3 times less than an XDSL connection. So it is key that today a fiber connection is the less greedy in terms of consumption of electricity. As I was saying, we went in the field really asking a lot of verticals about their usage also today of our ICT. First, you see that in the projection of Smarter 2030, the global abatement due to abatement to the digital technology is about 12 gigatons of CO2 globally. I mean, the global emission in reference is 63, and minus 12 is 51.5. Inside those digital technology, fiber here in blue is responsible for the abatement of 1.6 gigaton of CO2, which is really quite important compared to the global emission projected in 2030. So as I was saying, we really went in each vertical trying to understand how they consume today data, what are the technologies being deployed inside their plants, and what are the potential application that could be driven by fiber to lower carbon printing. When we talk with smart manufacturing and industry 4.0, they pointed out some new solutions like virtual twins that can be used, all the digital circular value chain, also not control the machine in campus, but control-based machine control and virtualization also of machine control. This was the main advancement pointed out in smart manufacturer sector. When we talk with smart home industry, here again, they pointed out some innovation that can drive, that can lower carbon consumption thanks to fiber. They pointed out all the application around home automation, home security, or also energy management, wearable and e-health system that have been really tested during the pandemic period. We went also talking with the main university, a selection worldwide of main university, when they developed what they call smart campus. Here, they are really dealing with smart building, lower consumption, universal connectivity at the campus and at home, and all the campus security monitoring system, especially in the US. The other very important subject today is around, of course, energy. And I was already mentioning the global crisis today on the price of energy. That's why today innovation is really key in terms of consumption. You can drive lower consumption if we go in some application with smart grid, which is quite popular today. Smart metering also is a key application when you can measure live, hour by hour, your consumption and act to lower this consumption. It is all driven with big data energy with some sensor that can also enhance your management system. The last vertical we went through is all the smart transportation. There is today a huge success of teleworking, like we are doing today. This has an impact, a huge impact on lowering transportation and lowering carbon emission. There is also a lot of progress in a traffic management system to go on the road when the traffic is good and not going and to enhance congestion that will drive up carbon emission. Autonomous car also should be in the market in the 5 to 10 years to come, and there is a lot of application in freight and logistics. So really, it has been a huge work going in this vertical. And today, when we went in our interviews, sometimes the players were not aware, were not informed of the role of fiber for lowering carbon emission. But it is really a first step. And after the interviews we did, most of those guys are convinced that deploying more deploying more capillarity in terms of fiber inside their verticals will have a key effect to lower carbon printing. A few examples of the kind of innovation we have seen. I was saying what's going on in terms of smart campus. Today, you have the traditional campus solution with the core switch, the data center, equipment room being their access switch. Today, with the available technology, especially when you talk about pole, passive optical line, all optical campus solutions are available. And with deploying this pole technology, you will save really important CO2 emission. You have here the worldwide fiber network smart campus cumulated CO2 saving in megaton with a massive adoption of pole with an objective of 100% of pole technology will be deployed in smart campus in the 10 years to come. Then you see that you have more than 150 CO2 megaton being saved. So it is a key sector that has been identified, and today technologies are really here to be deployed in this sector. Another key sector is talking about smart industries. So here, especially with replacing, I would say, wireless connection, but fiber connection is key. Today we had several interviews, especially with the tire industry. The tire industry today, when they want to save CO2, they are more looking at the renewal of their tire in the market. But when they look at their industry plants, there are quite a lot of cellular technology in their fiber plant, in the industrial plant. And by replacing part of this cellular link but fiber, a key manufacturer was saying us that they can save 20% in terms of power energy, which is key today in the today crisis of energy. So you see here what are the savings, the cumulative savings in terms of CO2 megaton that will be saved at the horizon of 2030. 600 megaton can be saved, which is huge compared to today emission of the different industry. So if you want to have a global access to our report, you will have to go on the website of IDATE or on the website of the FTTH Council APAC to have access to this white paper. You will have full details of the different interviews we did and how the different verticals can act using fiber to lower the carbon printing. So this fiber for a sustainable future white paper can be uploaded using this QR code, or again going on the website of IDATE, or pretty soon going on the website of the FTTH Council APAC. Well, at IDATE, we are tracking innovation worldwide, and of course, if you want to know more about our publication, don't hesitate to contact me or to go on our website. We are publishing since the beginning on FTTX and Gigabit Society. We are also tracking wireless 5G and on the road to 6G. We are tracking, and Frank was mentioning this, the IoT world and the smart verticals. We are also, from the beginning, at IDATE, media and digital content specialist. We are tracking also all the enabling digital technology going on today, like blockchain, robotics, or quantum computing. And we are measuring, of course, the economics metrics of telcos and the main markets today worldwide. All our studies is always with a worldwide scope, as tracking innovation can sit everywhere in the world, and especially, as I was saying, in Asia Pacific, where innovation is really in many countries of the region. So this was basically what I wanted to share with you. And now, dear Frank, I will be happy to answer questions.
Yeah, I can see one question there. Someone audience asking, so where can fiber be deployed? Not only residential, right?
Oh yes, you know that this fiber, of course, today, when we talk about fiber to the home, there is the word home. Of course, it is deployed mainly to residential. There is other lands where fiber can be deployed. First is the business. Today, especially when we talk about small businesses, penetration of fiber has to be enhanced. And it is a huge work here for telcos and the players to connect the SMEs, of course, of this world. There is also, as I was saying, many verticals and industry plants when fiber has to be deployed instead of cellular technology. Those cellular technology were deployed 5 or 6 years ago because they were easy to be deployed, but the performance compared to the performance of fiber, especially with the short latency, can be used also in the industry. And after, there is in those verticals many industries where copper is used, like in the management of building, for example, it can be replaced by fiber. So this is really a work to be done, maybe by the councils worldwide or also to go in the field and evangelize some verticals that it is time for them to shift to fiber to save quite consistently carbon emission.
Okay. This one, something from myself concerning the telcos, RFPs. Do you see them asking green technology solutions more now globally?
It is a good point here you are underlying, Frank. Today, worldwide, there is plans for telcos to be carbon neutral up to 2030, for example, or 2035. In all the main telcos today, I don't see one of them not having this kind of plans to be carbon neutral in 2030 or 2035. So today, most of the time, first point of the RFPs is to have low consumption technology to be deployed. So this is today in the map of nearly all the RFPs, and it is today a matter of concern, I'm sure, for all the vendors worldwide. If you want to be successful in your next RFP, you have to present low carbon technology. It is the case for passive technology. You have to have a mapping in terms of recycling those passive also technology to demonstrate also that in your power, in your industrial plants, you're taking care in terms of carbon printing when you're producing those technologies. This will give you good points, I would say, when you answer to an RFP. And also on active technology, for example, today, we know that GPON technology is going to be replaced by NGPON technology. Today, 10 GPON is massively deployed, especially in Asia Pacific, in a country like China, for example. It is huge today, the amount of OLT and ONU 10 GPON being shipped. But the next step will be 25 GPON, will be 55 GPON. And here, there is a challenge for the active vendors to demonstrate that this new powerful technology won't be greedy in terms of power consumption. So in the standard, in the next release, I'm sure they will work to demonstrate lower consumption of this NGPON technology also.
Okay, just finally, what would be the Roland, the IDATE or your division's next step in terms of global demand on specific studies? Can you just light some shine to us so we can focus in those areas for our members as well?
For sure, there is today several axes of progression for fiber. First, on this green capacity of fiber, as I was saying, there is many verticals where cellular or copper technology can be replaced. So today there is a work to dimension this market. We have to dimension how many links this is representing by industry, how many copper links can be replaced, how many cellular links can be replaced, to have a measurement of the potential market for fiber. And then we can measure what is the CO2 consumption today of the existing traditional plants to compare the emission of the fiber plants if we replace those traditional technology by fiber, and then demonstrate the amount of tons of CO2 that fiber can save. This is a work to be done at the level of the different region. At IDATE, we are pushing for doing this for the European region, but I'm sure this can be done also in the APAC region, a land where fiber is deployed in very mature market, like it is the case today in countries such as Japan, Korea, or China, but also where the potential is huge in Southeast Asia. There's still a huge potential in India, a huge potential in countries such as Bangladesh, Laos, Cambodia, and I'm forgetting other of Southeast Asia. So in those countries, I think when the wave of fiber is starting, it is also key today to demonstrate that this fiber will save also consumption of energy in many verticals.
Thank you so much. It's a good insight. It's exciting finally when we go around the world now, people know fiber, right? So it used to be difficult 15, 20 years ago when we're traveling. People say, what's fiber? What do you do for fiber? What, food? You know, now at least I think people can actually see the benefit of the fiber. Simply speaking, the connectivity from an average person, from a connectivity point of view, and working from home. We've seen a lot of, I mean, during pandemic, we see a lot of positive impact too, with less cars on the road and curfews and all that. Environment helped. We started hearing the birds singing more, you know. So it kind of have different kind of impact. But we're glad to be pushing for fiber. And as you clearly mentioned, APAC in terms of region is the leading most deployed fiber, and people are using the fiber for many decades now, almost 2 decades in our region. So I'm sure they will have a lot of dynamic case studies and sharing with the rest of the world. As our President Venki said, we are in the middle of rebranding to take the next phase for contributing to our optical fiber society globally. So we're looking forward to very exciting 2023, and under a good direction for our president. I think we basically rescoping, reshaping the whole new thing. So it's going to be brand new, inclusive young people, all kind of energy, exciting energies. So as elder people, we can guide them. As younger people, they can educate us. So it's all exciting time coming up in the future. So I'll hand over to our president to do the closing note. And thank you, Roland, for your time. Very much appreciated. And Mr. Presidente, I hand over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Frank. And thank you so much, Roland. This is a very insightful one, right? So I'll tell you that, I had some other meetings, and I just, canceled or postponed out. I wanted to be a part of this. This is something that how the fiber is playing a very crucial role for the future generation, right? In terms of, whatever is happening in the world. Really, I appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, all the audience, and thank you so much for your, time. And we will be, coming up with a lot of very interesting topics in the future. Then we will stay connected. And until then, stay safe. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.